Hi there, welcome to Taurus Soap Opera. Today we're going to see what shady Taurus is doing out there in Taroland. Whispering in people's ears. Oh, if people are independent, in a happy home, maybe trying to overwhelm them. Feel overwhelmed by their commitments and their responsibilities. So that maybe they'll decide to be deceptive and choose to be single instead of taking a risk and communicating to people who are willing to take a leap of faith. They could have a lack mentality. They could have things hidden beneath the surface that they don't want to look at. So they are just going to maybe let a relationship end. And instead of moving forward with people who want to take a leap of faith, they're going to maybe move away to keep things hidden with shady Pisces energy. So maybe someone was single, they got in a relationship, they were putting a lot of hard work and effort in, but then they decided to be deceptive and manipulative. You know, if they'd kept going from the Ten of Wands to the Page of Wands, they would have had that breakthrough, that new inspired creative inspiration to send a message to be willing to trust the universe. Because they maybe did feel left out in the cold. Well, I think the most important thing is, what was the Seven of Swords? What happened? How did people go from being happy and creative and inspired in a home to willing to give it everything they got, and then they kind of got up in their head about the past. Something changed and they got in their head about the past. So they decided to make a decision that was best for themselves, not necessarily everyone else, so maybe they became fearful. They were maybe afraid that things that have happened in the past would happen in the future and afraid they'd be left out in the cold. So instead of moving forward, fears and insecurities of what if might happen made them not move forward in their life. Wow. Considering, I kind of think that if you're with people and you enjoy their company and they seem to love you and you love them, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know if next week you're going to get in a car accident or they're going to get in a car accident. We don't know if all those fears and insecurities would have come into fruition. We have no idea if we're going to make it 10 years down the road from now. So I don't know why a person would have fears and insecurities. First, let's see what changed. What happened with the Wheel of Fortune? Someone became defensive, fearful of being heartbroken. The person that they were in a relationship could have become, was being creative and inspired and had risen above their own inner conflict and stuff to feel kind of victorious in their life. And maybe this person hadn't quite done that work yet, so that made them fearful, like, oh no, if I move forward with you, if I don't overcome my inner conflict, then maybe you'll leave me. And of course, the choice was there to do the inner work you need to do to overcome your inner conflict so you can be on the same plane of having overcome your inner conflict. Tell us about the Eight of Swords. So they got fearful about being heartbroken. That put them up in their head. They were fearful about healing. maybe healing from in the past when relationships didn't work out and making a final decision to bring down that old foundation. And they were kind of in a mental prison about doing that. Because that's what it takes. In order to rise above your inner conflict, you do need to heal from relationships in the past that didn't work out, maybe relationships in the past where people ignored your love offer. Yep, and you'd have to be willing to let those go, and you'd have to be willing to say that, you know what, I don't know. I who knows why people made choices they made in the past. Everybody's got their own issues, you know? So if you just say, you know what, I don't know why it happened. I wish it peace, love, and joy. If there was anybody atrocious and awful in my past, I'll let the universe handle them because I know that people reap what they sow. I am willing to take the happy memories of the past and move forward. But for some reason, shady Taurus got in people's minds, and Taurus energy has to do with our overarching belief systems and our commitments and relationships. And for some reason, shady Taurus got in their ear and said, you might get hurt if you move forward. I think you should repeat past patterns of the past. Tell us about the Six of Cups. Just keep doing what you know how to do. Don't move forward in a brave, confident manner because you might get hurt. So they repeated past patterns of the past, and past patterns of the past was to be in stuck and stubborn, unwilling to see things from any other perspective, going all the way up in their mind as a King of Swords, where it's like, nope, I'm emotionally detached. I'm not going to see things from any other perspective. My protective mechanism of my brain is in charge, and we're emotionally cold, distance, because we are afraid of being hurt if we were to move forward in a creative, inspired way. So instead, we are inspired to take action to repeat past patterns of the past and probably juggle, not really invest. Okay. Tell us about this Nine of Pentacles back here. The Nine of Pentacles was aligned within themselves. Maybe was listening to their intuition. Tell us about the Four of Wands. But then, kind of their home, all aspects of themselves. Maybe when they got in a relationship, they were a little black and white thinking. Well, maybe to a degree, in the past, they might have been single, they were aligned within themselves. Maybe they were in a soul contract, they decided to get in a relationship or marriage. Maybe they kind of shed the old way of being to move forward. They felt victorious. Tell us about the Ten of Wands. They could have been moving forward and manifesting, willing to speak their truth, but then something changed. Someone got into a win-at-all-costs attitude. Why did the person get into a win-at-all-costs attitude? Stress and anxiety about their dream? Why did they have stress and anxiety? Ooh. Why did they have stress and anxiety? Maybe they had been deceptive and kind of taken impulsive, reckless action to hide that they maybe had communicated to someone in the past, or they wanted to make a offer to someone in their past. Maybe someone who is single Maybe somebody who was single that they had been in a soul connection with before, but then when they got married, that had ended. They were moving forward, manifesting. Okay. Who did they want to make an offer to in the past? Pisces and Aquarius energy. Based on something hidden in their subconscious about Aquarius energy, or something hidden in their subconscious about a dream, but they weren't seeing things clearly because the universe was, with the moon, was knew this person had lessons to learn, and there was things buried in their subconscious that they weren't willing to look at. This person felt somebody from their past was their wish and their dream in that Aquarius energy, but they weren't seeing things clearly. So because they did that, things changed. Maybe they communicated with somebody who was single from their past that they viewed as a soulmate, or previously they'd maybe been in a relationship with them. And I think, needless, everybody would move forward in the energy of love, but I think this person is afraid of being hurt if they listen to their heart. So they're going to repeat past patterns of the past, which might be based on an Aquarius in their past. Okay. So they could have been manipulative and deceptive and taken action to hide that they had somehow communicated to someone in their past. They were in a mental prison about healing this third party past relationship, but they did decide to let the foundation go that they were maybe in of moving forward, and they decided to repeat past patterns of the past. And again, in order to move forward in a positive manner, you can't be stuck in pride and ego. You can't be like, I'm the boss, it's my way or the highway. You'd have to be willing to take bold, creative action. You'd have to be in that youthful, hopeful, believing nature to willing to trust the universe. And this person wasn't willing to do that at this point. So they deceptively moved away to live from their mind and just keep doing life as they'd done it, where they operate more from their mind and their pride and ego. Okay. Tell us about the page. Oh, I'm going to get this other deck here. Tell us about the Page of Wands. They took creative action in a home to end things. The positive people wanted to transform, but they didn't want to. Yeah, they snuck away from taking positive action and communicating, and that youthful, believing, hopeful energy that to have victory by transforming their home, maybe transforming their own Scorpio nature. They could be in shadowy Scorpio energy, where it's kind of black and white thinking, where life is just about death, sex, taxes. And again, I'm stubborn. I'm of the mind. I don't really want to go into my emotions that much. So they were unwilling to do that. Tell us about the Fool. Oh, that's a lot. I didn't want to take that many. Tell us about the Fool. Yep. So instead of taking positive action to transform and trust the universe and move forward in the energy of love, hope, faith, and belief to have victory, this person decided to take creative action, kind of so whatever relationship they were in would end, and that they decided within themselves and their home way of being within themselves that they were going to be in shadowy Scorpio energy. And instead of trusting the universe to have victory, they kind of repeated the past. And because they know they can be victorious, we all repeat kind of past patterns of the past because we know how to do that, you know. And maybe this person obviously thinks they can have victory in that, and they're not ready to move forward. They're a Seven of Pentacles person, unwilling to put in the work and effort to move forward in their life. Tell us about the so basically probably their shady Taurus energy. It worked on their overarching belief system about commitments and relationships and putting in hard work and effort. And they maybe don't, I don't know if they have a higher belief system and a higher power in their Taurus Hierophant energy. I would maybe say not, or they would have been willing to move forward in the energy of love. So they maybe don't have a higher belief system. So the archetype for the people in shadowy Taurus energy is they hoard money and emotions, an obsessive fear of losing their wealth. They have an obsessive passion that harms others. They have a self-destructive obsession. Oh no, a self-destructive devotion. So it looks like, well, let's go see, what is this? Tell us about the moon card over here. They're keeping something hidden about a dream. They're thinking they want to repeat past patterns of the past. They're keeping it hidden about what their dream is. What is hidden? They're hiding that they want to take this risk. So they eventually did it, but initially they were keeping it hidden, that they thought they could have long-term happiness with their shadow side, living in their fears and insecurities, or being in a relationship with someone who harnessed Capricorn energy, which can be about materialism, image, status, wealth. But this person is, if they're going to get in a relationship with somebody, a Nine of Pentacles person, they're hiding that they're taking this risk to do this, and it's based on the fact that they think they can be happy, you know, kind of rejecting the truth, rejecting love, having it all be about selfishness, greed, materialism, not wanting to put in work and effort. You know, they don't have the confidence to move forward in a positive way. They have fear and insecurity, or they did communicate with someone in the past, but they do have, needless, a shadowy nature to them because they're manipulative and deceptive. They want to win at all costs. They're not being forthright and honest. So they're being sneaky and shady. And they think they can be happy in shadowy Capricorn energy. Okay. Tell us more about, what is this dream? Ten of Cups, happiness with a third party or in triangulated relationships. People who don't move forward in the energy of love, you know, you either come from love or you come from something else. That's not love. And people who are kind of in shadowy energy are tipped out of balance, and they operate more from triangulated relationships where, again, if this person is stubborn and prideful and controlling and lives from their mind, you know, they like to be in relationships where they're maybe a little manipulative, passive aggressive. You know, they could be slightly on, well, the egotistical edge. They could be a little narcissistic. You know, it's kind of their way or the highway. And they're deceptive and manipulative, so they're somebody who lacks integrity and character. And so, needless, they can't get in a relationship aligned with love because they're not a very loving person. So, I guess they decided they thought they could keep doing things the way they did them based on either being toxic, controlling, stubborn, prideful, all about image, status, wealth, and not love. So, Shady Taurus is whispering in everybody's ear, but not everybody falls susceptible to it. I guess the people who are a little bit of a miser, who hoard their money and emotions and have obsessive fear of losing their wealth, are very susceptible to being seduced by Shady Taurus energy when it whispers in their ear. Maybe because they have a lack mentality, or they financially don't feel like they have enough stability, but they also like to keep things hidden. Maybe their lack mentality is what they keep hidden. And so because of that, they closed out cycles, and other people will close out cycles on them unless they find somebody who's willing to put up with their arrogant butt. So there you go. Thanks for telling your story there, Shady Taurus. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.